Everybody, welcome to Live with Dawnmarie podcast here at Dawnmarie Healthy and Fit, where we bring you incredible episodes every single week. And today our special guest is Dr. Nancy Lin. She is a specialist in yoga, holistic wellness, and meditation. She should be joining us shortly. Let's see. She's not on yet, but let's see. She should be coming on. Hopefully we can find her this time and go from there. So, let me just try to get her one more time, guys. Hold on. All right, so we need Dr. Okay, where are you? Dr. Nancy Lin. Doctor. I swear, it's got to just be like a computer day today. I'm not quite sure what is going on. Dr. Nancy. What is happening? Okay, so I cannot find Dr. Nancy Lin. Okay, so Dr. Nancy, if you are on, send me a request because for some reason I cannot find you. Let's send her a message right now. Okay. Hi, Nancy. I'm on live, but I don't see you and you're not connecting in. So go to my live circle. Text that in and I can pull you in from there. All right, just sent her a message. So, as you guys heard, I just sent her a message. So hopefully she will be joining us shortly because she has so much incredible information to be sharing with us. Hi, welcome from Brazil. Hello. Thank you for joining, everybody. It's going to be a great podcast as soon as we can get this connection going. Usually it always happens to me. There she is. Okay, so let's get her logged in here. There we go. All right, so she should be coming on shortly and we can get our interview moving. Hi, Dr. Nancy Lin. How are you?
I tried to get aluminum foil and put it on my head to. I don't know.
I don't know either. I kept trying to find you, and I'm like, it's Dr. Nancy Lin, and it kept telling me no person found. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. We're connected now.
We're connected now, and it is like the old days, you know, where you turn the little like things on top of your TV to get it working right or going forward. So thank you so much for joining us today. I announced you as being Dr. Nancy Lin, yoga, holistic wellness, and meditation. And also, everybody, I met Dr. Nancy Lin 5 years ago at Lifetime Fitness.
It's been a while.
And yeah, it's been a while. And she is just incredible. I don't know how she does it, but she's always looking phenomenal and fit, completely fitness, you name it. Go to her Instagram. She will inspire you every single day.
It's all photoshopped. It's not real.
No, it's not photoshopped. I've seen you in person. So, Dr. Nancy Lin, let's talk a little bit about which one came first, your yoga, your holistic wellness healing, or your meditation, or did you find yourself in falling into all of it combined together as your career and moving forward as a doctor?
That's such a good leading question, a very beginning question. I feel like yoga found me and meditation found me, and all of these tools that I have found along my journey of like finding my purpose and why am I working so hard and what's my role in society. It really just pushed me towards these tools that not only can I adopt and make it my own, but then I can spread and gift to others to find their type of yoga or meditation. So for sure, I've had a really interesting and amazing journey to to push me into a space where I was really uncomfortable and I wanted more. And pain, I mean, I was doing just a quick overview on MS and autoimmune issues, and just how convoluted and how complicated a lot of these autoimmune issues are. And for the longest time, I thought I had MS. Turns out that it was just a lot of stress. And we don't want to kind of blanket it and say, well, it's my fault, or I'm thinking myself sick or in pain. And I got to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I have to change something. I have to change my own perception of things, how I'm experiencing through the world. And that's how, in the midst of my discomfort and my pain, I found a way to navigate and settle the difficulty. And I found yoga. And with yoga, I found meditation, and really just sitting still and being still and listening more, speaking less, and taking ownership of the things that are unfolding in front of me, and then slowly changing that narrative, the stories in our minds of how it's supposed to be and how it was. And then really empowering myself to rewrite, or I get to create the now and the future. So definitely, I think yoga and meditation kind of bridge together anyway. And my journey just eventually found itself there.
And that's incredible, because I remember when I did meet you, we talked about me having multiple sclerosis, and you were like, you need to get on this, not, you need to have niacin in your body. You need to start taking this, and it's going to help your inflammation in your body. And I take it every day. It's part of my daily routine of all of my other natural supplements that I do. And I do have a form of meditation. I don't do yoga a lot, but when I do, I feel great. So I do need to find the balance of all three at the same time. And I know I will get there. But yes, you're right. Life takes over, and it does get quite difficult.
Yeah, it definitely can. Yeah.
How would you help me and someone coming to your page for the first time after this interview today? Where would you start off? Like, how many minutes of a yoga movement? Would it be one or two exercises while you're trying to meditate and listen and breathe and really calm the mind down? Because when the mind is going and you think you're breathing, it's kind of like a roller coaster of every emotion you can have, and that can make you ill as well.
Absolutely. And there's so much in what you just said. The majority of people who come to me and they want to lose weight, or they want to stop being in pain, or they want to, whatever it is, they tell me they're like riddled and paralyzed with fear or loss and grief, or whatever it is. It's stress. So they don't know how to meditate. They don't know how to still the mind. And the thing is, your mind is a complicated machine. It's like this database of every single thing you're conscious and unconscious of, right? And it overlays and overlays. Well, you're not a bad meditator if you're sitting and all of a sudden you have your to-do list and you're, floating away with thoughts of, you're not a bad meditator. So what I did was I did my own podcast to teach people how to just sit. And they're short. And it's called Braincation with Dr. Nancy Lin. It's free.
I love that.
Yeah, and it's super, like, there's lots of different topics. I'm adding many more, but it literally will take the person who doesn't have time to meditate, and meditation, what kind of wooby-dooby thing is that? And it takes that type of person, or a person that's really, really well-versed and seasoned in meditation, and it just gives you a space and allowing to just sit and breathe. And all you need are a set of headphones. And the headphones go over your ears, you sit in a comfortable place, and then you close your eyes and you breathe. I use binaural beats, which are different tones in the left and right ear, to help calibrate your brain waves and get you to where you want to be. If you want to have a relaxing and de-stressing type of meditation, the binaural beats will match that. If you need to be alert because you got a big project coming up and you got to be turned on, then there's a podcast for that as well. So yeah, so that's a great place to start. just,
So can you please mention that podcast again for everyone watching right now?
yeah. And if somebody can help write it down, that would be really helpful. It's called Braincation, because you're like taking a
Braincation
brain
podcast.
with Dr. Nancy Lin.
I love that. And I love that. So what happens if they don't have the headphones that you're talking about? Can they use iPad, the little iPod ear, or
The way to receive the benefits of binaural beats are through earphones, but if you just have your speaker on your phone, that's fine. You can listen to my voice and I talk you. It's guided. I talk you through it.
right?
Any type of time that's intentional where you're giving yourself permission to self-care and relax and calm your central nervous system down and de-agitate the mind is it's a win. And you want to do that.
I love that. Every day at 4 o'clock, I go downstairs to my bedroom. I get the bed ready, and I don't lay down in the position that I lay down to sleep. I lay down in the opposite position so my brain understands that this is rest healing time. This is not sleeping time. And I listen to meditational music and I calm my breathing down. And living with MS, that's a very big key important. So now I'm going to put your podcast on and listen to that and walk me through what I need to go through. That's incredible. Thank you for doing that podcast.
Of course, and that's like the first step. And then on my website, you can go in and in the search, you can type in any topic. And I have hundreds and hundreds of articles there that I've written, and you just type it in and you can just navigate through and learn and absorb the content. There's things you can download. You can always message me and I'll be able to help you personally too. So lots of information there.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, Dr. Nancy Lin, when you decided to become Dr. Nancy Lin in the field, how old were you? And was that always a choice that you knew you wanted to make?
I was always what I call a empathetic healer. I feel what people are feeling. And I knew that being in a social setting and helping people, that is my calling. I've worked in the death and dying. I've worked in the medical field where it was very clinical, in laboratories and clinical settings, in hospitals. And I just didn't feel the best when it was the doctor seeing the patient and just prescribing medication. There was no follow through, I felt, especially I worked with kids as well. And I felt like this is not sustainable. You can just slap a Band-Aid on a symptom that's crying out loud, but it's a revolving door of continuously coming back in to get treated, another Band-Aid, another Band-Aid. I knew that there had to be a better way. So I went back to school and then I think, oh gosh, I don't even remember. I think I was 30 something when I received my Ph.D. and I've been practicing doing self-transformations, individual ones, group ones. It's just
That's incredible. I love that. I love that you actually took that road and saw that, yes, doctors are healing. And yes, we do need them at certain points in time in our life to save our lives from a tragic accident or a heart attack and things like that. But most of the time that I have found living through my journey of just being diagnosed after 20 years of living with the disease was very mental and physical and draining because I never had the answers. But I did find every time I went to the doctor, it was, okay, we're going to give you some Prozac. We'll see you in 3 months. That was not an answer. That was like, it's a Band-Aid, go away, because we got more patients waiting in the room. And I love that you said it was a constant rotation of the Band-Aid. Like, come on in, another Band-Aid, another Band-Aid. And this is when we need to really become our best advocate of our health and our best CEO of running this machine. Like you said,
yes.
Our brain is a machine. Our body is being moved by those particles of the machine in our brain. And so, yeah, you got to take advantage of all of that. And I love that you decided to go back to school and learn
of life anyway. But really, it's a very reactive society we live in, and our culture has really made this paradigm shift of I'm going to be the healthiest I can be to, oh, I just want to, calm whatever's crying out and then come on, give it to me already. I don't want to have to work for it. We are very reactive and we want it yesterday. We go on Amazon, we order something, we're checking out front. As soon as we hit send, is it here yet? We want it done for us. And my approach to health and wellness is a holistic approach. It's not all of a sudden it's going to be well. It's preventative, and preventative means you have to nurture all the different parts of you that make you whole. So I have developed Dr. Nancy's 5 pillars of health. It's physical, nutritional, emotional, mental, environmental, and spiritual. So you have to pay attention and nurture each and every single one of these 5 pillars so that you can be as optimized in your health as possible. And it's not a fast band. It's not fast. You have to work at it, and it's ongoing. It's like you hire a personal trainer. You don't go one time and you're like, I'm fit for life. You got to keep on practicing, right? It's a practice, and you become what you practice. So do something 10,000 times. Maybe you'll build some competency, but then you got to keep going because we're always evolving. Our bodies are changing, our society is changing, and you just have to really tune in. And our body is very intelligent. We have this inner guidance system, this guttural system, this intuition that lives in our mind and also in our gut, mostly in our gut. Mm-hmm. And you know how we get butterflies and we just know something's right, our gumption? Well, everyone's gumption is different. So you can't take something from a medical office that has a generalized, this is what society does, and that I'm going to slap that onto you because you're an individual. Your history, your body, your experiences are totally different than the next person waiting in the waiting room. So it has to be individualized care. And that's, easier said than done. So we got to tune in, listen to our own bodies, have faith, and know that you are very, very intelligent with what you need. Voice that, do your due diligence and research, and then take action. You got to take action. All this information stored in your brain does nothing if you don't take action, practice.
So true. And it's funny that you just said all of that. Between yesterday's post and today's post on my Instagram was all about the 5 pillars, but no, I didn't call them the 5 pillars. It was about acknowledging the fear and the positives, letting go of what your past has held on to, what you believe you're going through without having proper answers. And today was all about forgiveness and moving forward, because we can get the best doctor and we can do the best yoga class and listen to the best meditation. But if we don't analyze those 2 positive and negative things that we have all carried with us from childhood to adulthood and acknowledge it and erase it, you can't keep moving forward on the 5 pillars. So I'm assuming that you have a lot of patients that are like, I'm stuck, I can't get there. And then you have to walk them through that meditation part of, we need to write these down. Like, this word that you've been holding on to, like there was one where all in my head was one of the words, because that's all I ever heard. It's all in your head. It's not real. Like, you're not sick.
I just got
right? Yeah. So, but you start to believe them, and the negative things around you, you start to believe. Then you start to believe the people that are around you are really there to comfort you, but yet they're always negative towards trying to help you, but they're not helping you. So those things isn't just, I'm going to sit, I'm going to do my meditation, I'm going to listen, and I'm going to do holistic wellness intake for my body, my soul, my gut, my mind. But until you let go of that fear and the negativity and free it from your soul and your mind, and watch it go away, you're not going to heal. And I got to tell you, I just finally released all of it on my 55th birthday. That just this month in March, I went to a healing retreat, and it was everything you were talking about. And the words were written on my back. Positive and negative, a positive and negative. And that was the most powerful experience I have ever had.
Good.
And it was unbelievable. And I literally feel like at the last day, it felt like someone went right into my brain and just pulled out all of the negativity. And I have felt so released and free ever since.
Freedom. Freedom and joy is what we're here for. We deserve it. It is our innate right to feel free, to decide what to do, and we are worthy of it. We are so hard on ourselves. Typically, we hold on to criticism and shame and guilt, and we allow things that we cannot control to dictate our reality. It is really hard to tell somebody that's not doing the work, you just let go, just let it go, and just move on, move forward, because the ego, which always stays with us, it's protecting us. We cannot let that ego die. We cannot let that identity of ourselves let go. We can't. It's a defense mechanism. So instead of saying to my clients, like, just let go, I say, just don't hold on so tight. Maybe let the grip a little bit looser, and just little wins, little steps, and meet them where they are. But you're absolutely right. When we can stand in the face of courage and bravery and fear and doubt in the same room, on the same tightrope, because I feel like a lot of times they don't ever go away. You have fear and you have doubt and you have courage and bravery. And that's what it means to be brave. It's with the notions of fear and doubt, you still make the determination to stand in your worth. And that's huge. And over again, you can begin again. And that's our
And I love what you just said, over and over again. You can begin again. It doesn't mean you failed.
Yeah.
You can begin again.
And failure is good. Failure is our best teacher. Only through the breakdown can you get to the breakthrough. And a lot of times people are so afraid to fear, or they let that failure just absolutely debilitate, and then they're hit rock bottom and they're paralyzed. Thomas Edison, I mean, people know this, and he invented the light bulb and many other things. The light bulb was like the 1,000th prototype. If he had just given up at 769 or 999, we would not have had the light bulb from Thomas Edison. So over and over again, fail, take risks, fly. Don't wait until all your ducks in a row to make the change. Don't wait until you have the perfect house and you make the $1 million and you have the, this. Just do it now. Just do it. Just don't wait until your brain talks you out of it.
I love that. And it's so true. And I love that you're like, don't wait till we have the $1 million house and this, and you have to have that, because you don't have to have all of those ducks to just take that one step forward. But we were brainwashed to have, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. I grew up in a generation of watching the perfect television of what a husband and wife was supposed to be. I grew up in watching Leave It to Beaver and Happy Days, and they portrayed the perfect family home. They portrayed the perfect this and that. And yeah, kids got in trouble in the shows and stuff, but no. Did they ever show a mother worried about an illness in these shows? No. Did they ever show concern and moving forward as a individual to teach others to not be negative? No. It was just a perfect show of, this is what a housewife is, this is what the children look like, and dad goes to work. I was brainwashed.
So
because
what do?
My entire life I thought I had to be that type of person.
Yeah, so what does that do? The magazines we read and the shows that we watch and the Instagram and all that, what does that do? It forces us, it conditions us to compare. And comparison is a thievery of joy. It takes away everything that you thought that you were amazing, and you're like, well, I'm not as skinny as, well, I'm not as smart as her. Well, she's going on vacation all the time. It's not real. It's not real. Just focus on what you can do and do that. And just take away all of the comparison. Just focus on yourself.
It's so true. So true. And when you actually really do decide to focus on you, so many doors open. where before the doors were closed and you couldn't find a way to get in. And I honestly, I don't know exactly the pinpoint thing that happened, but it wasn't until I just turned 55 and I went to heal. And I went, even though I thought I was completely healed, I knew there was still stuff I had to deal with. And I went and I did the work. And I have to still do the work every day. And I healed. And doors are opening left and right for me right now because I am accepting what is coming to me. Yeah. And I'm not letting the negative and everything that weighed me down for 55 years of my life control me any longer.
Yeah. Suffering happens when what's happening in front of you is not what you want. You want to change the thing that you're observing. That is suffering. We have the control to suffer or not. A lot of people are like, no, it happened. You can literally just watch it and not be attached, laws of detachment. So we have the choice. We are so strong and empowered that we can think ourselves a slave. We can think ourselves in pain. What if we change the narrative around and just began really curious about what is unfolding in front of us and why it's showing up and finding the meaning through it, whatever it is, not attaching or labeling that this is good and this is bad. I'm not going to do this because, I don't like it. So it's an aversion. I'm not going to do it. And I like this. It's a craving. I'm going to do more of that. Just watch it unfold, non-reaction, and then, continue on and just trying your best and doing what you can do. MS and, people with autoimmune issues, it can strike at any time. Stress is one of the biggest things that can trigger. And a lot of times we're paralyzed. We can't see, we can't move, we can't think, we can't, we're so tired, we can't even lift ourselves off of the couch. But what can you do? If you could just breathe today, you woke up and you breathe. Let that be enough. And just, celebrate the little things that you can do. And that's a win.
I love that. Just breathe and it's enough. And that is your win of the day. That was beautifully said. Let's talk about senses of rejuvenation, of forgiveness and the benefits of it.
Yes, forgiving. The only person that is suffering when you hold a grudge in is yourself. You want liberation, you want freedom, you want to rid the heaviness that you're carrying on your shoulders unnecessarily. You forgive. That doesn't mean you forget. You acknowledge it and you just stop reacting to that story that you're playing over and over. Every time you replay a traumatic experience or a conversation or a narrative, a story, it gets pounded into your memory bank and then it gets stored somewhere in your body and it manifests itself into physical pain, emotional unrest when downloaded in the body, experienced over and over and over again. Not only does it start to change, the story starts to change, you remember it even more intensely, it gets stored somewhere in the body and then it manifests into something that you're probably not wanting to deal with and it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good. It makes you sick. And you're right. You have to acknowledge it and you have to forgive it and release.
Yeah.
And then you'll learn that pain is no longer there.
Yeah. Forgiveness is attached to emotion, the emotional center of your brain. Mm-hmm. There are certain things that you can actually do to let that emotional cycle play through. Completing the cycle is what it's called, and it doesn't download in your body. One thing you can do is journal. You can write about it. Put it in a journal, write it down. Another thing you can do is exercise, physical movement of the body. For a while last year, whenever I was really supercharged with strong, big emotions, I would hold a plank. I put myself in a plank and I would stay in that plank until the feeling of emotions left my body. And I wasn't like, This always happens to me. Whatever. I was just quiet. I put on a song and I just planked it out. And a lot of times I would be just sobbing at the end. But it didn't last long,
Wow.
more than 8 minutes, 4 minutes. A song, I go by songs. Physical activity, it allows your body to not hold on to that story, and it lets it release. There's so many things that you can do that really complete that emotional cycle. It's really cool. Laughter, belly laughter, like genuine laughing. Think of something that's so funny when you were younger, or watch a stand-up comedian, whatever it is.
No.
Puppies at play. I don't know, something that makes you belly laugh. That's another way to release that emotional trauma that can download in your body. But forgiveness is just holding on to that story that you want everyone to know. You're unwilling. You are unwilling. You are creating your own suffering. You want light and levity. You want freedom. Let go of holding that grudge.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's when we're talking and we're saying it, everyone is hearing it. But it's the minute that we're no longer watching or hearing, that little grudge starts to come right back.
The same story.
So it's the same story. So you really have to continue to retrain your brain every day and re-acknowledge the things that you need to forgive and let go.
Yeah.
And it's an everyday job. But it's an everyday job that is worth doing, because when this doesn't work, you can't do your job. You can't be the person you want to be. You can't run a major corporation. You can't think clearly because you have not learned to release.
Yes.
So I love the idea of the plank. Next time I get stuck on something, I'm going to be doing a plank.
A plank, it can be a chair pose, squat down into a goddess squat. You just squat and just flow until your legs are shaking, and you cannot come out of it until you are not mad, angry, sad, really supercharged and hooked on that story.
Yeah. Wow. And that's actually a really good thing to start teaching our children at a really young age.
Yes.
Because if we start to teach them at 2, like you're having, these negative feelings. So I want you to sit in this pose until it's gone.
Yeah. And so for me, I don't even like to say negative or positive, because what I find is people tend to label different emotions good or bad. So you've heard of it. People cry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm crying. I'm so weak. I'm so sorry. I'm happy. Yay. Everyone wants me to be happy. So we're this complex creature. Why should we only celebrate when we're happy and jubilant and joyful, and not even address when we're lonely, we're tired, we're overwhelmed, we're sad, we're disappointed? This is the entire spectrum of the emotional guidance system that lives with us. We are made up of all of it. So just acknowledge and validate what you see. If your child or your loved one, your partner is really like snorting and just angry, I see you're really angry right now, and repeat what they're saying. Yeah, I'm just, I've had it. Oh, you've had it. Say it. So I do this with my kids. It's really quite funny, and I try not to laugh because sometimes they'll do something and then they start to repeat, and it's just really, it's kind of comical, but they're reflective of the exercise. Sometimes they're, I don't want to go to school. Oh, you don't want to go to school. That's right, because as soon as you validate, they feel heard. And really, humans just want to be heard. They want to be heard and seen and loved. They want to know that they matter. You want to know you matter. I want to know I matter. It's a very simple, fundamental human need. We matter. We get to love, and we are loved.
Yes.
And yeah, so
I love that.
Doing the negative and the positive, and just saying the emotion. Mm-hmm. You look like you are frustrated. I'm frustrated. You are frustrated. And then just leave it at that. Mirror what you're seeing. And then that will be really beneficial, because the person that you're talking to will feel heard. And a lot of times they don't need to put up the fight anymore. They,
So what do you think about, because I love how you just said mirror what you see. What if the person is at home and they can't get out to talk to a friend, or the phone call is not working? I love the fact that you said mirror what you see. Walk to the mirror. I'm frustrated.
yeah,
Yes, I am frustrated. And it's kind of like you've got that the two angels on both sides of your shoulders, right? And the mirror is reflecting the acknowledgement of what you're feeling.
yes. And not admonishing when somebody is really trying to show you their big emotion and expressing it in the way that they can. Maybe it's not the vernacular or the words that you use, and just repeating what they say. Most times, I'm just repeating what I hear. And I say nothing more. I don't offer advice. A lot of times people just want to be heard. It reminds me of that one commercial where the lady has it's a man and a woman sitting on a couch. She has this big nail in her head. She's like, I have this throbbing headache. And he's like, but she's like, shh, just listen. I just want you to listen. And he's like, okay. She's like, it hurts right here. I don't know what to do, but it just hurts all the time. And he goes, but just listen to me. And so he's just sitting there. People just want to be heard a lot of times. And you don't listen more, speak less. And usually they're going to offer what they need. What can I do to help?
Yes.
And then, especially if someone's going through a really hard time, grief, loss, extreme emotions, they don't really want anything but to know that you are there for them. And you physically or energetically hold that space for them. The majority of people really just want to know that they're not alone in their suffering. And we know that. We're never alone in our suffering. There's people that are just like you, that experience life like you as a human, and you're never alone. But in our own story, nobody understands what I'm going through right now because, and then you build up the story that's nobody cares about me. I'm alone. And for that person, it's real. It's very visceral. So just holding space, even energetically. And then what can I do to help? What do you need right now? Mm-hmm. And then allow the answers to kind of come through.
So with all of this and the healing impact of the 5 pillars that you do and the acknowledgement of what they're feeling, along with the meditation and the holistic wellness program, how can they come to you and sign up? And do you have packages that they can sign up for? Do you do one-on-one calls like this? Possibly. Let's talk about the 5 pillars and how my audience and everyone listening to the podcast can actually know where to go and how these work. Do you start with pillar number 1 and then you go to 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah. Or are there different packages and then they graduate into the final package?
Thank you. Dr.NancyLin.com is my website. I have a practice where everyone's very individual. I really believe in that. And we approach the wellness of the individual with all of the pillars in mind, working simultaneously. I have 2 books coming out. The first one is Breaking the Bad with Dr. Nancy Lin. So breaking the bad excuses, the bad habits, things that keep us from living our optimal, energetic, and pain-free life. That's coming out. And I also have a 21-day guided journal that goes along with that, which exceeds the 21 days, but it'll walk you through. It's in conjunction with the Breaking the Bad. So it will literally step by step talk and walk you through, guide you through what you need to do each and every single day. Gratitude journal. How are you moving your body? I'll give you examples of how you should move your body, how you should eat, take out the inflammation of your foods, how you should sleep, nurturing each and every single part of the pillars, and then going from there. So the books are going to launch on Amazon any day now. I'm just waiting for it. So that's exciting. I also work with kids in the school systems. I work with corporate groups. So I work with big teams, smaller teams, individuals. So the best way is just to go to drnancylin.com and message me.
Yes, that's awesome. And I love that you said that you work with kids, schools, and large, huge firms, because people in a firm or in a giant building together that have been doing the same job over and over and over and over and over get stuck in a routine.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to break the bad to move forward into the future. And that's when we need doctors like you to come in and fix and retrain. But life is always about retraining the brain,
Mm-hmm.
retraining your soul, retraining your breathing,
Mm-hmm.
retraining the bad.
Yeah. Taking action that serve you and implementing the tools that you need so that you can get to your goals. And your goals change all the time. Circumstances change all the time. Coronavirus, this whole COVID-19 has really affected each and every single person on this planet to ways that we'll probably never ever realize. But I know for a fact that our stress levels are higher than they've ever been before. Suicide levels are, we are so isolated and we feel so alone. We're so overwhelmed and burnt out. There is light coming soon, hopefully at the end of the tunnel, but in the interim, what do? We can't wait for everything to pan out. We have to now do something. And there's things that you can do every single day, whether you reach out to me or not. Deep breathing, doing simple movements with your body, move your body, eat cleaner, things that make you feel alive, think better thoughts. All of these things we can do, doesn't cost any money, and it's just an intentional declaration with yourself. And a lot of times people need accountability. So that's where I come in. I'm your accountability coach. And that's one of the best tools that I can offer people.
Yes. And I love that your book is coming out. I know that we talked about it a month or two ago, and that's super exciting. So please let me know when it comes out so we can do another live podcast and talk about the book and break it down, and people can go on and order it from Amazon. Yeah. And they can actually probably pre-order it right now, right?
Yes, you can pre-order it on my site. Yep.
Okay, that is awesome. And then people just know that no one's life is perfect. They're really, the word perfect is just another one of the words that like really get to me. The word perfect and the word disease, both of them really are just those things I had to let go. They just had to be set free, because we are who we are. We were born into this particular body. We were born with the DNA that was given to us from our parents. And it is up to us to take those steps every day to learn and evolve, right?
Yeah.
It's not trying to be, like you said, that woman over there, that like she has the nose I want. Well, what is wrong with yours? Why are you not happy? Like, really, before you start to say, I want that, and that, and I want my body to look like this, and this, and this, how about look in the mirror, like you said, the mirror image, and acknowledge, I don't like my nose. I don't like my nose. And then yeah, my nose is actually really good. And, it could be parts of your bodies that you don't like. Like, I can honestly say right now, and for years, I've hated my stomach for what my babies did to me. I have a roadmap, literally. If you colored it in both red, it would look like fire flames. But it never got me to the point to go in and have it cut and then have another scar to have it come out. That is my treasure map. That is my life roads of birthing my children. And when we start to acknowledge those imperfections that we do not like, how about you acknowledge how you got them?
Yeah. Journaling is really a powerful tool to do that. my journal is really an exercise for people to begin to notice the conversations in your own mind. What you're telling yourself matters most. If you're telling yourself that you're not good enough, you aren't. You tell yourself you can't do it, you won't. I say this to my kids all the time. If you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you will. And it goes the same with us. We can measure our brain activity and the magnitude of the frequency in megahertz hooked onto biofeedback equipment. We can think ourselves happy. We can think ourselves sick. We are so powerful. So why not use your powerful words silently to yourself or out loud to empower yourself and give yourself wings so that you can get to that edge of discomfort. You can look over the cliff and you can make that commitment to yourself that no one's going to ground you, no one's going to hold you back, and you can fly as high as you want. You can soar and you can fly for as long as you want. You just have to do the work and you have to take the leap. You have to risk it. It's going to be uncomfortable, but yes, you can. And you just repeat and repeat and repeat all of those powerful words. And you put it into this habit forming routine and then just becomes second nature.
Yeah. So beautiful. And so well said. It truly is. It is within our own grasp of life that we control the power that will push us one step forward at a time.
We're so powerful, worthy.
We are. Every single person on this planet is worthy and powerful. And it's up to you to choose which way you're going to go.
Yes. And failure is not bad.
It can I failed. I failed many times on a lot of things, but it taught me not to do it that way again and to acknowledge and move forward and keep going.
Yes.
And acknowledge that, yeah, I failed and I learned this.
Yeah.
And it's just the human brain, help me with this one. The human brain is born with so much vast connections as a baby. And then the human reality kicks in, and how that baby is brought up in a home from another baby being brought up in a different home, and the language and the music and the things that are around you is what structures you. But as you get older and you understand, my brain is my magic. My brain is what's going to get me to where I want to be. It doesn't matter where I was born.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter who my parents were. Yes. I am now in the control seat of controlling this.
Yeah.
To keep moving.
People like to say, oh, well, I'm predisposed to diabetes. I'm predisposed to, cardiovascular disease. Our bodies are so smart and adaptable. Within one generation, one lifetime, you're able to switch on and off those receptors in your DNA that make you more susceptible to chronic diseases. You can do that just by living the lifestyle that optimizes your health. And it doesn't take a long time. It doesn't take a long time. Within less than 90 days, you can do that. And it's just practice. We can literally build neural pathways and increase the neuroplasticity of our brain, change its chemical structure, its structure. It's not just your mindset, it's your brain state that we can change by how we think. It's incredible. Like, what other animal can do that? Right?
I don't know. The only animal I think that could do that would be a dolphin, but they can't talk to us, so I don't know. So it would be us, the human being.
Yeah, we have the power.
We have the power, and you just gotta let it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, people, if you are feeling like it's been a tough year, and it has been it's been a tough year and a half, in honesty, since it all began. And we're all frustrated. We're all tired. We're all feeling like I just want to be hugged. I don't want to have a mask on to have a conversation. I want to feel your energy and the power that you exude throughout your movement, sitting next to me in a conversation without fear around us of a, a virus that is just like having the flu. I'm just going to say it. We are human beings that have evolved for centuries of diseases around us. We have evolved. And we need to realize we have the power to control our mindset and move forward in this time and place right now, today. Right. Walk outside, breathe in the fresh air. COVID is not knocking on your front door. It's when there's mass surroundings or things that happen, but we have gotten through it before. We're going to get through it again. Yeah. And we just need to believe in ourselves and believe in others that we are all going to pick each other up and keep walking forward. Yeah. And open that door without the fear.
Yeah. People all over the United States, the world, they're given different circumstances, and depending on where you're living, different levels of fear. So it's really visceral. It's really real for so many people. They are caging themselves in the home because of fear for whatever it may be. What can you do to start shifting towards feeling better? Ask more questions, do what you can, and try to come from a space of enlightenment or softness instead of rigidness, and trust in nature. Outside, get your sunshine, get fresh air if there's no sunshine, if you're living in a place with lots and lots of snow and dreary clouds.
Yeah.
Breathe, move your body, think good thoughts, do a forward fold, calm your central nervous system, take a bath, use essential oils, call a friend, do something that sparks joy, pick up a hobby, listen to music.
Everything.
Do the things you can do, and this too shall pass. The impertinence of it all is what we have to remind ourselves. Even in the deepest, darkest hole, it's not going to last forever. And just let that carry you to the next thing, and then you begin again.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for sharing that, because the world needs it right now. The world truly needs it. And I don't want to hear about another death or another person going haywire because they have felt locked up and caged up and they attack others. I want the world to keep moving forward in finding you and your truth and understanding you control you. You control you.
Yeah, we get to. We're so free. We get to. And if it doesn't feel right, if you're living in a place that doesn't feel right, question it and know that you have everything within yourself to make the change. Change is discomfort, but change gets you towards freedom. And that's what we're
trying to do. Yeah. Change towards freedom. Keep moving forward.
Yes.
So with all of this, you will find you are stronger. Your immune system will be stronger. You will improve your heart, not only your heart of healing, your heart of soul and voice and speech. Go to Dr. Nancy's Instagram. That's the fastest way to find her. She's on here. You can click it right now. It's Dr.Nancy Lin. Go there. Go to her website, sign up for one of the programs, buy her book on Amazon coming out, Breaking the Bad. And then it also has, is the journal separate or is it with the book?
Right, it's a standalone, but to fully understand how to use a journal, you can also get the book as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she will get you to where you need to be and help you break the bad and help you see the positive and the light and the beauty of moving forward with your life every day and knowing that you have that power.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I can't thank you enough.
Dawnmarie, I appreciate it.
I'm so grateful you came on today, and the world needs it. And I'm glad that this interview will stay on my page for as long as the Instagram keeps the page running. And it will be on Apple and Spotify, but it's going to take me about 2 hours to upload that. As Nancy knows, my computer decided to shut down. So now I'll just leave it running in a quiet room, broadcast it, and then get it out to the world around us. But please share this episode if you know one of your friends needs to hear this conversation and needs to hear what Dr. Nancy has to offer you. She didn't just stop being a doctor here. She knew she wanted to make a change for the better. She went back to school, and now she has the knowledge to help heal all of us within and to keep moving forward. So share it, like it, give us comments, go to Nancy's page, follow it. It's incredible. It's beautiful. You actually have 2 pages. You have your yoga page and working out. And what is your other page?
The other one, I think I'm going to just discontinue it. It's Love, Light, and Bliss. And it just,
okay.
So just get the Dr. Nancy, you'll get more of the information that way. And so stay tuned. I'm going to start doing more podcasts, more TikToks and things like that. So it'll be good.
That's amazing. I love that. And thank you for being you. And thank you for bumping into me 5 years ago at the gym and getting me on a simple medication that literally helped my body, and I still take it today. Turmeric.
Yes.
That you were part of making that product, and it's incredible. So everybody, turmeric, go to Nancy's page. You can find it.
Yeah, you're talking about curcumin, which is that really potent active
curcumin. Is it?
Yeah, curcumin.
Yes.
Or curcumin. People, pronounce it differently, but yeah, it's anti-inflammatory. It's really good for pretty much head to toe. It's amazing. Lots of studies around that. So curcumin, if you're fighting anything inflammatory in the body.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. And then just please remember, if it's in the grocery store and it's in an aisle and it's been in a box and there's an expiration date on there, just walk away. Go to the perimeter of the grocery store. Stay out here. Go to a local market. No dairy, no wheat. If you have inflammatories, stay away from all of that. And Dr. Nancy will help you get there.
Yes. Yep.
So thank you, Dr. Nancy, for inspiring us all today with your beautiful voice and the wisdom that you have given us. And just, yes, share this interview with everybody. Thank you so much. Have a very blessed day. And hopefully I get to see you soon, somewhere.
To each other again.
All right. Have a fabulous one. Bye, everybody.